Imagine the scenario. You go in for surgery, you wake up with one less leg. The question is, what happens to the leg? If you're Jewish, you probably assume there's a very strict rule about this. You probably assume the leg must be buried, maybe in the exact same spot where you will one day be buried, so you can be reunited with it once the resurrection happens. It turns out that isn't exactly true. If you go looking for the biblical commandment to bury severed limbs, you won't find one. The Bible is very clear about burying dead people. It calls leaving a corpse unburied a disgrace, but it says nothing about the parts of living people. In fact, the early rabbis were surprisingly blunt. They discussed the monetary value of a severed limb and noted that once detached, it was fit only to be thrown to the dogs. So why do we bury them? It's not about honor, it's about spiritual cooties. In Jewish law, a dead body conveys Tum'ah, impurity. And the rabbis decided that a severed limb, if it has bone, flesh, and sinew, also conveys impurity. That means if you leave a severed leg lying around in a hospital and a Kohen, a descendant of the priestly class, walks in, he becomes ritually disqualified. So, to solve this technical problem, we bury the leg. We aren't doing it to honor the leg, we're doing it so we don't accidentally disqualify the local priest. That is why, in Israel, the state actually pays for the burial of limbs. They are buried in a designated grave of parts. And no, they are never reunited with their owner. So, strictly speaking, do you have to bury it? No. The great Rabbi Yechezkel Landau said plainly, there is no commandment. But for most Jews, especially after the Holocaust, tossing a human limb into an incinerator just feels wrong. So we bury it, not because God commanded it, but because we just can't bring ourselves to throw it away. Now you know.